games.
Liverpool are going to be taking on Rangers at Ibrox tonight. Now, the Reds go into that in slightly poor form in the league. They're 10th at the moment. They've won 3 of the last 6 games. Mo Salah's goalless in his last 5 Premier League matches. On the back of the Sun today as well, you'll see a glum-faced Jurgen Klopp, and the headline is, "Do what, Didi?" Now, this is all because of what Didi Hamann said. He is a Champions League winner with Liverpool, and he had this to say on the show on Monday.
You know, Arsenal yesterday in the second half was everything Liverpool was 4 or 5 years ago. They were breathtaking going forward. Every time they did go forward, there was intent. You felt something's going to happen. This Liverpool team looks tired. They look pedestrian, and they just look flat. And I'm not sure where the spark's going to come from.
I heard the phrase after the game against Arsenal used that Liverpool need a spark. What do you feel?
Who said that?
Didi Hamann.
Oh, great. He's a fantastic source. Well respected everywhere.
Former Liverpool midfielder, obviously.
That doesn't give you the right to say what you want, especially when you have no idea.
Well, I'm asking you, what do you feel that you need? I mean, where do you see a spark if it's a spark that you need?
I actually think Didi Hamann doesn't deserve that you. What's that now? What is that? To use his phrase to ask me a question. Do me a favor and ask your own question.
Okay.
What did you think of the comments, Gabs?
I thought it was like a petulant child, to be honest, Jurgen Klopp. I feel that, like you just said, Laura, and you said, Ali, like, Didi Hamann won the Champions League for Liverpool, you know, had a fantastic career. If he can't talk about Liverpool, who can? Is it Robbie Fowler? Is it Ian Rush? Is it Steven Gerrard? Is there only certain players that can talk about Liverpool? And I think he's losing his spark as well, Jurgen Klopp. He's cracking under the pressure, bringing your best player, you know, your most influential player, Mo Salah, off when you need a goal against Arsenal. Something's not right there with Jurgen Klopp, and it happened at previous clubs where his 7th season, you know, seemed to be his last one. And could it come to the end of the season where Liverpool don't finish in the top 4, because I don't think they will, that Jurgen Klopp leaves and Liverpool freshen it up? Because you can't keep, you know, making wrong decisions as he's doing as a manager at the moment and snapping at the media. I mean, it was a perfectly honest question. They need a spark. If that's Henderson getting a goal, if that's Thiago, you know, creating an opportunity, if that's Salah getting back to the Salah before his contract, that's a harmless thing for Hamann to say, and for him to be hitting out on him and speaking to the reporter like Didi Hamann is a nobody. Do you know what I mean? And even when he had a go at me, when I'm talking about a total different team, I think he's losing it, Jurgen Klopp, and he just needs to work on getting his team back to playing good football.
Listen, the fact of the matter is, right, Didi Hamann, absolutely 100% entitled to his opinion. 100% he is, you know. Out with the fact he's, you know, he knows the club, he's been there, played there, knows his football, so he's entitled to his opinion. And secondly, I actually think his opinion's correct. That's the thing that baffles me. I don't know what Jurgen Klopp's getting upset about, because Liverpool look to me. Mo Salah, does he look tired? Yes. Does he look as though he needs a spark? Yes.
So does he look different after signing his contract? I mean, we hammered Aubameyang for his form after he signed the bumper contract at Arsenal. Where's the energy for Mo Salah? He's not been the same player at all.
No, and
the same effort as well.
Van Dijk,
exactly.
Van Dijk probably before the injury was, in my opinion, maybe the best centre back on the planet. The injury looks like it's maybe taking its toll a little bit. He doesn't look the same player, so you can see maybe he looks as though he needs a spark as well. So I don't know. I think
it's getting to him though, Jurgen Klopp. I mean, 14 points behind Arsenal. I mean, if someone told you that 2 years ago, what would you have said, Laura? After 9 games, Liverpool will be 14 points behind Arsenal. It's getting to him, you know. Liverpool have been outstanding since Jurgen Klopp arrived, but now, Ali, the decline is happening. Liverpool are declining, and other teams are getting better. Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea will improve. Manchester United are improving under Ten Hag. So top 4 is not guaranteed. Liverpool.
The last 3 or 4 years, there has been, without doubt, in my opinion, a fear factor about teams playing against Liverpool, Manchester City. That's not the case now with Liverpool. Certainly still the case with Manchester City, but not the case with Liverpool.
Agreed.
Is it also that when you are a team and you are in for a quadruple, and then you miss out on two of those. Can there be a spectacular anti-climax after that? Like, how difficult is it to get back up for a long season?
Yeah, it can be difficult, but you know, these players have lost Champions Leagues and then went on to win the Champions League. You know, under Jurgen Klopp. I think for me at the start of the season, I mean, a lot of people said it, letting Mane go. I mean, for £30 million. Diaz is a great player, top player, but he's not Mane. Mane scared defenders, his work rate, his goals, important goals. To let him go was the wrong decision. To not bring in a midfielder, wrong decision.
But how, if a club can't afford to keep both of them because of the wages that someone like Salah demands, and then the wages that Mane then demands, what are you supposed to do, Ali, if you can't?
I think they can, though. I think Liverpool can afford it. You know, I'm not sure Mane would have been asking for £400,000 a week. I'm sure the wages that he was asking for, they could afford Liverpool, but maybe they undervalued Mane and thought maybe he's getting into his 30s, he might be the same player, but they miss him. And watching Mane at Bayern Munich, I feel like he looks like he's missing Liverpool as well. So I think they can definitely afford their wages.
I think you're spot on.
But it's just I don't know, something's working, Ali, and you're just like, no, we're going to sell Mane. We can't give them both £300,000 a week. But they're going to live to regret that, because they had the money to go and buy Núñez, you know, for, what was it, 70 million?
Yeah, the problem is with Liverpool, it's not an easy fix. I really don't think it's an easy fix. It's not just one thing. It's not just Sadio Mane. It's not just Trent. It's not just Virgil van Dijk. Midfield. It's not just the you know what I mean? It's not Salah. It's not the fault. You know, it's a combination of a few things. And by the way, as I said to Laura, the question mark over two penalty decisions at the weekend. They could have beaten Arsenal. I don't think they deserved to. I think Arsenal were the better side and thoroughly deserved the victory. But with a couple of penalty decisions, could have gone the way they could have won the game.
100%. But would that Arsenal team 2 years ago would never have been on the front foot like that against Liverpool? They don't fear Liverpool. Teams like Arsenal don't fear them. When I was watching the game, Laura, especially second half, I was like, what am I seeing here? It's like watching Manchester City. They were battering Liverpool.
Yeah.
Shots on target. Liverpool didn't look scary at all.
Arsenal also have gone into that game on an unreal confidence high, where they're stringing these games together, and they've got these players in their midst that they feel unstoppable at the moment as well. And it's like they've got the momentum with them that perhaps Liverpool had with them. The one thing I would say about Liverpool is, we're still quite early doors, and I remember them making up some ground last season. I think it was on City. I can't remember what the points difference, but they obviously didn't catch them enough to win the Premier League. But they made up a lot of ground. And I think with Liverpool, when you've got a Darwin Núñez, who I understand they've spent money on, but at 23 years old, he is still getting to grips with the Premier League. If he suddenly clicks in and becomes the player that they bought, which they understood that he would take a while. I think they expected to come to a country, don't know the language. There's a lot of different things, aren't there, that has to click for a young player like that. If he suddenly starts to fire and they get a bit more confidence in that team, we could be talking about a completely different Liverpool.
And it wouldn't surprise
Christmas.
you. It wouldn't surprise you. Look at the talent in the Liverpool side. It could click. Robertson come back in. Van Dijk could find a bit of form. Salah could find a bit of form, and they could go and win 7 or 8 games in a row. That would not surprise you. If
Trent doesn't go to the World Cup, for example, and he gets himself a bit of a break and he has a month off, that might be the best thing for Trent as well. You never know.
Yeah, he looks like he needs it, doesn't he? I actually felt sorry for him. You know, when he went down from that tackle of Martinelli, he was on the floor. I felt sorry for him. And when you come out at half time, I look like maybe he just needs a little break, Ali, taking out the firing line and come back better.